Hey, you guys, Carrie Tepedino here with the Happy and Healthy with Kerry Show. So excited for today's topic, which is how to motivate yourself daily. And here's the thing, the way that I look at motivation is you're always going to be motivated for something. Like you're either going to be motivated to do something or you're going to be motivated to not do something. Like you're going to be motivated to watch Netflix and sit on the couch all day, or you're going to be motivated to jump out of bed in the morning and go create something different with your life, or take your job to the next level, or get a promotion, or whatever it is, right? And so if people say, oh, I lack motivation, it's like, well, you don't lack motivation, but you might lack motivation in the direction of going for the goals that you really want, or hitting the markers, or attaining the vision that you really want for your life. But you have an abundance of motivation. It's just, is it motivation that is serving you? Is it motivation that is taking you forward? Or is it motivation that is perhaps in one way or another holding you back? So you're making decisions based on your motivation constantly, multiple times a day, probably hundreds of times a day. You make decisions based on your motivation. So if we look at what does motivation actually mean, like if you look up the definition of motivation in the dictionary, it's the reasons that you do things. It's the reasons or the reason or the reasons you act or behave in a particular way. And so it brings us back to, what are you really motivated to do? And are you using your motivation as a tool to fuel you to move in the direction that you really want to be going? So that's the piece that I really want to look at today. You have a reason for doing everything in your life, right? You always have a reason, but are the reasons supporting you in getting you to where you want to go? So I think one good thing to really look at is, what is it costing you? So for us in our community and tribe, working with all the hundreds of women that we work with, it's if somebody, like for example, if somebody has a pattern that isn't serving them, we ask, well, what is the payoff? Like, why do you keep doing it? Why do you keep procrastinating? Why do you keep being a perfectionist? And what's the payoff? Do you get to look good? Do you get to be right? Do you get to play safe? Those are three main ones. And then when we get clarity on what the payoff is, then we say, okay, so what is that costing you? Because here's the thing. If you can see the picture of your life in the future, like vividly see it, and you can see that if you don't get motivated to make a shift in the positive direction to reach the goals, hit the vision that you really want to hit, then what is it going to cost you in your life? Maybe a year from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now. Are you always going to be battling the same battle? Are you always going to be struggling with your weight? Or, are you going to be divorced multiple times, even though love is like, and finding your life partner is like such a big priority to you? Are you always going to be just scraping by to pay your bills? Are you always going to be fill in the blank, right? So if you visualize your life where you're still in that same old cycle that isn't serving you, then I would hope, and this is the work that we do, because it's easy to get overwhelmed and trapped in that rabbit hole, right? But if you can see where, if you don't start to leverage and utilize your motivation to take you in a certain direction, to take you into the direction that you become the person you want to be, and you create the life that you really want to create. If you can vividly see in your future, oh my gosh, this is where I'm headed. This is where I'm headed if I don't shift into leveraging my motivation in a positive way to help me make different decisions and take different actions and believe different thoughts. Then, and seeing your future in a vivid way where it's not the future you want can help call you to change, right? It can help call you into action. And another thing is the people close to you. You know, if the people close to you, like maybe your children, maybe you're motivated to become a better mother or become a better person because of your kids or your spouse, or maybe you have a stage, and maybe you're an author, maybe you're an influencer, and you have a lot of people watching you, and so you're motivated by the people that are around you to step into your next level of potential. That's a great reason to get motivated, right? Even like another great reason to get motivated is just to be the happiest and healthiest version of you possible. If you have a diagnosis that is scaring you or making you nervous, well, that's great motivation to clean up your nutrition or start to exercise or detox your system, or whatever it is that could be influencing, de-stressing, whatever it is that could be influencing that illness, that disease, that diagnosis. So that's a compelling reason, right? That's a really great compelling reason to start to get motivated and use the motivation in your favor. That's one thing that I really want to point out with today's training is, again, you're motivated no matter what. On a daily basis, you're getting motivated. You're either motivated to make shifts and changes and have a belief system and be thinking certain thoughts that are going to move you forward, or you're motivated to continue to get in your own way. So the training today is to really raise your awareness around what is that point for you, right? Where are you on that self-improvement arc? Are you, say this is the self-improvement arc, are you at the bottom of the arc and you're staying motivated to stay there, or are you allowing yourself to up level and to really change the trajectory of your life with this self-improvement arc, right? Are you using your motivation to fuel you to the next level? And it doesn't have to be 100%. You don't have to be perfect to make progress, right? 20% of this journey is 80% of the way there. So getting into action is a huge deal. Just get into some inspired action in regards to hitting those goals, attaining that vision, being that person, creating that life that you really want to have, and using your motivation to inspire you into the next positive step, the next positive thought, the next positive action. So with that being said, I would love to know how this is landing. What are you hearing? I think that the conversation around motivation isn't usually quite like this. We usually talk about motivation in the way of, oh yeah, I'm really motivated to go make it happen, or I'm positively motivated. And there's this whole other thing, this whole other part of the conversation that a lot of people haven't even thought about before, which is, well, you are actually motivated on a daily basis, no matter what. You're either motivated to move forward in your life and hit those goals and that vision and go in the direction you want, or you're motivated to not, right? And so where are you on that spectrum, and what are you going to do with that? That's the conversation we're having today. So definitely go ahead, post below. I want to hear, have you been motivated into inspired action? Or after this training, are you realizing that your motivation has been holding you back? Your motivation has been to be a couch potato or to overeat, or your motivation has been to, whatever it is, hold yourself back, binge on sugar, spend all your money, like carelessly, or whatever it is. Where are you seeing yourself now that we have brought a different light into this conversation? Post below, and then also post below, what are you committed to doing after this training? Like, what are you going to put into action? I want to hear. Can't wait to read what you post below. Let's have some fun with this, and I'll talk to you soon. All right. Bye.